right now you have all of these folks who are talking about you shouldn't buy a house, you should rent it, and then you should rent another place so you can live there and then take the money and do this and do that. Okay. Um, there's a lot of problems with that, and I'm going to address all of those problems, whether you should buy a house or you should rent a house, which way you should go. We're going to address all of that today because there's a lot of misinformation, there's a lot of craziness going on with that, and it's kind of sad. It's really, really sad because I see so many people who are doing that and they're not really giving you the true information that you need to make a good decision. And we're going to do that today. I'm going to walk you through the whole process. I'm going to give you an alternative, and then I'm going to give you something a little bit better and something more real. But before we jump in all that, for those of you who are interested in building wealth slow, learning how to make more money, manage the money you have, plus an inside peek on the things that I'm doing, be sure to join the Hustle Camp. Right now, we have a challenge that's going on, and the winner of that challenge gets $400. The challenge is going to take about 2 weeks, so you've got plenty of time to get in if you want a piece of the action. To enroll in Hustle Camp, go below the video and pick one of your options to get in. More on that later. So let's talk about, should you buy a house? Should you rent a house? Because I'm going to walk you through the first thing. Let's say you had $1 million, and most people don't. For those who want to know, there's only like 17 million millionaires in the whole world, and there's like 7.2 billion people, and there's only like 2,045 billionaires. So it ain't like they're just under every rock. Becoming a millionaire is pretty hard, and having $1 million liquid cash is even harder. So here's how it goes. You got $1 million, and instead of buying a house and paying cash for it and having no debt and being pretty much financially solvent, you should take a little bit of that money, put it down on the house, and rent that house out. Get that income from that house, then use that income to pay for the house that you lay your head. Now, here's what's wrong with that. The advice is good. The advice is sound. The thing is, it's not applicable to 99.8% of the people who listen to it. So, in many regards, it's absolutely worthless. And that's my thing with it, because you see all of this. I call it hustler porn. You have these people who are getting these upper level, what do you mean, echo? I don't know what the echo's from. Yeah, there's an echo, there's an echo, there's an echo. Hold on a second. Maybe I have no clue where the echo's coming from. Hold on a second, let's see, is the echo... Alright, we got an echo. Hold on a second. I can fix that pretty quickly. Hold on a minute. So, I'll be back. I haven't left the building. The battery didn't die. Do not freak out. So what I will do, I'm a professional. I know how to do this stuff live because I don't know where the echo's coming from, and I have a clue, but hold on. I'm going to disappear for a second, but I'll be back. All right. Don't know if there's still an echo. There shouldn't be. And give me a second to Okay, let's see if there's still an echo. Let's find out. When did it get fixed? I don't even know. I was trying something new. I've done that before. I don't know where the echo's coming from, but I have a clue. I think that's where it's coming from. All right, so we're going to get back on topic. For those of you who are joining, in I'll put some down there, but essentially, the information doesn't work for most people. Just doesn't. It's really not good. Let me get in the comments real quick. Let's see. Good Lord. There's all kind of people up in here. All right. Apparently we got the echo fixed. All right. So let's talk about a little bit more why that advice is erroneous and why it's hustler's porn. Getting upper level financial advice that you can't apply now, that you can apply in the next 2 to 3 years, or you can apply in the next 5 years. Let's just say next 2 years. Next 2 years. So you get this advice, right? You can't apply it. Now, what do we all know about the world? Everything changes. So you get that advice now, and 2 years down the road, maybe you can use it. It doesn't work anymore. So you're getting advice you can't use. You're getting advice that may not work when you're able to use it, if you're ever to use it, and you're not doing anything right now where you are. So, I mean, for a person who has the assets, for the person who is making that kind of money, yeah, the advice is valid. But for most people, it's just a mental masturbation. What if I can get there one day? Yeah, yeah, yeah. And you're all gassed up on hustler porn, yet you're not getting any real information. So let's go ahead and discuss the whole question of should you buy a house or should you rent a house? Well, I believe in abundance. And I believe that, and we're going to get into some ways that you can actually use certain tactics to buy a house. We'll be discussing this deeply in Hustle Camp. Part of that is what I call financial literacy. No, financial elitism. If you have X amount of dollars, you're supposed to do X, Y, and Z, or somehow you're stupid. That's the shame, the financial shame. So if you had $1 million, and let's just say your name was John, and you had $1 million, and you solid million, taxes were already taken out, and you took 350,000, paid off of cash for a house. Then you took another 150,000, paid off all your debts, credit cards, cars, and everything, and then you put 400,000 in an IRA, which is not really bumping. But once again, you don't have car payments, you don't have debt, you don't have credit card. So whatever that does, you are, quote, a paper millionaire. You've converted that cash into assets, and pretty much you'll be able to retire. Pretty much you'll be able to have a decent lifestyle. Because the thing is, your house is paid for. See, that's the thing. And many people think that would be stupid. They would say, like, well, put 900,000 into the market and then leverage your credit and leverage interest rates. But what if you're John and you are 52 years old? The field that you're in is going to be taken over by technology, and you are like 20 years away from retirement. So if you paid off your house, put that money, 400 grand, in a 401k or the market, and continue to manage your money wise, you could have a very nice retirement. Now, many people feel that information is stupid because if you're going to be financially smart, you need to have your money in the market. All right. And that's where a lot of this stuff comes from. But the thing is, most people don't have the money to even play this game. So it's just stupid. Now, let's get into some real information. Let me go into the comments real quick. Why I am doing that, I'm going to take a little break for those of you who want to really get deeper on this stuff, because we're going to have some very deep conversations in Hustle Camp. The link is below. Let's see. Let's get in the chat room real quick. Okay, let's see. Okay, all right, so we're past that. Camilla, if you want to win in real estate, you need to have multiple occupational places like apartments, complexes, duplex. That's not true. That's not true. Uh, the dark side of the force. Yep, single families make some cash, but multiple units is where it is. Once again, that ain't true. Um, what's up, Anthony? What's up, Tiger? Matthew, I always thought if you were broke and don't have a stable income stream, it's dangerous to take out a mortgage, especially if the jobs are not reliable. That is true. We're going to talk about that in a second. Tiger Shark, my wife told me to take a shower, but I said Glenda's lives feed, so I need to catch the advice. You're cracking me up. What people don't think about is operators comp bump, how much their mortgage is. It's all operational costs and what you can control and what you can't. Boom. Bought a house about 10 years ago. It was fixer up. I thought I could slowly fix it up myself. Then I found out I can't even use a hammer. These hands are made for typing. All right. That's hilarious. All right. So let's really get into it. All right. I'm going to give you what I call the concept of the micro business. And I need to give you some background because this is another area that people don't give you the full, in-depth, why this advice makes sense background. Let's go all the way back 2002. I had GC Solutions still rolling part-time, very, very part-time. I was doing storage auctions full-time. So GC Solutions was bringing in income, the storage auction business, eBay was bringing income, and Amazon. So that's 4 income streams. Okay. Now, any one of them could have supported me on a meager existence. The storage auction business, it wouldn't have been meager, but the other two, they've been kind of meager, like 2-3 grand a month, right? Now, one of the things, and I've done this with a client, and this was a very special client who came into some money, and they wanted to get into the market, and they wanted to do all this stuff, and I said, look, take 95% of your money and bank it. Talk to your banker, put it in all the accounts that it needs to be, so if the economy goes belly up, you can still get your $250K from the government. So we do all that, and so what we started to do is this person had never started a business. We started to start, that's funny. We started little businesses, just like a janitorial service, an errand service, just little stuff, because this person didn't know what the heck they do. They had a lot of money, and I said, look, you got money, you got time, you don't have to rush into anything. So we create these little micro businesses, and there was one, I can't tell you what it is, but it made $6,000 a month. Now, this person, before they inherited this money, only made 3 G's a month. And I said, okay, look, you got to manage your money. Yeah, you got all this money. But if you're not careful, it'll disappear, and you got 2 kids. You want to create generational wealth. So create these businesses because you have the capital to create these businesses. And the person went ahead and created 7 micro businesses that did about $30,000 net after taxes, employees and stuff a month. That's what they lived on. They weren't in the market, and they slowly got into the real estate game as, quote, a hard money lender. And they didn't do any deals with anyone. They bought stuff, they managed their own stuff, and I helped them put that together. So if you start a micro business, and this business, and I'm doing this with another client now I come to think of it. You start this with a micro business and say this business goal is to make, let's say, $5,000 a month. It is not to take over the world. It is not to completely support you. This business is only going to make 5 G's a month. So you got to push on it a little bit to keep it growing. But that's something that you can create, and it's not going to take 40 hours a week once you get it built. Then you create another micro business. Then you create another, and you have like 3 to 4 of these micro businesses that do $2,000 to $5,000 a month. But here's the difference. That all that money does not go into a big pot. One business is for your mortgage. One business is for your investments. One business is for savings. One business. So you got these little businesses, and you could, one of them's going to be a home run. One of them, like I said, with the client I had and how this one business just took off. So you create these little micro businesses, and you diversify your income. Everyone talks about diversify your portfolio. Make sure you're in the right index fund. Make sure you have the right mix. But no one's talking about diversify your business income. No one talks about that when it is easier now than it's ever been before. So you could, this month, could go out and create a micro business, start to the end of the month, and be at anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000 a month. Easy. But here's where most people go wrong. They want to turn that business into Market domination. I want to take over the market. I want to be the biggest dog out there. I want to be on stage talking to people. You know, and they're doing all this stuff and they're burning themselves out. So let's see. Uh, what's up, Patches? Martin Spencer, were they all LLCs or corporations? Well, actually, that's where I've talked about this. There was a parent corporation and there were children corporations. So that's how we did that. What's up, Irvin? Yeah, you got to be having. So, okay, we're in there. So the thing is, by having 4 to 15 sources of income, let's say you go ahead and you create micro business number one, and you want to own a home, you want to own a piece of America. If you know your history, only people that used to be able to vote were homeowners, real estate owners. So let's get into that conversation. If you're doing the right things and you're making money and you're building businesses, a $1,500 a month mortgage up to a $5,000 a month. Let's go 1,500 to 10,000 mortgage. If you're doing the right things, that ain't gonna hurt your wealth building at all. What happens is you don't have to make money from everything that you do. You just don't. So if you want to buy a house, buy a house. I don't agree with, I love Grant Cardone, but I don't agree with him on this house thing. I don't agree with any of them on this house thing, because one of the things that happens to us who are internet marketers who've done really well is we forget what it's like to be normal. Okay, $10,000 a month income for 90% of the Americans out there is not normal. For most internet marketers, that's kind of like chump change. But that ain't normal for the average people out there. They ain't even close to normal. If you took the average American who, let's say, was 35 and they were making like $4,000 a month gross, bringing home like 22, 23 after taxes and insurance and stuff, and you doubled their income, they would be thrilled. So one of the things that, when we do this stuff and, people talk about millionaires are everywhere, billionaires are under every rock, it's simply not true. Making vast sums of money is hard. It is not easy. It's very hard to automate. If you automate it, it won't last. I had passive income for 2.5, almost 3 years from selling my first book. I'll tell you, the book was $59.99 on my blog. It was $99 on Amazon. Sometimes I would sell 30 a day. This was going on 7 days a week. Wake up, money. Wake up, money. Now, since I have built businesses, and I've built 5 businesses that failed. At 5 businesses that failed, didn't make any money. I was a E4 in the military, starting my businesses. So I know how hard it is to start a successful business. So when that happened, I was extremely grateful. I didn't walk around like I'm the man. I knew why it was happening. I knew it was an extraordinary event. I knew that it was not normal. I knew that it wasn't going to repeat itself. So I stacked my chips. Same things I'm telling you to do. And I kept working and I kept building businesses because I knew one day it was going to go peter out. And the thing is, when it dropped, it wasn't like this. It was like, boom, it just stopped just like that. So if you want to buy a house, buy a house. Set up a business. Don't quit your job. Do not incorporate that money in your income. And just set it aside, because you start a micro business this August and it makes $2,000 a month after expenses and you pay all your taxes and stuff. And you bank that for the next year. And next year you go buy a house. Or if the market crashes, like I think, your money will go way further. And you walk in there, it's like, look, I got great credit and 24 grand to put down. You getting in that house so easy. You don't have to do all of these WASs, wild ass schemes to get into a house. You just, here's my income, here's my tax forms. You can't finance a house with at least 2 or 3 years income unless you're doing it from a private lender. So you got to do all that stuff. Let's see what's in the comments, because I keep seeing this stuff and people be just crazy. Let me go back. Louis said, who deserves more respect? A wealthy person who leaves an inheritance to his or her kids, or someone who gives all their money to charity and let the kids earn their own way. I'm going to jump into that. Let me tell you why people say that stuff publicly. Let me tell you why Bill Gates does that and Warren Buffett. They don't want people attacking their kids. I'm going to tell you, and this is something I feel in my heart. This is something I believe, that Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, they've loaded their kids up. And they've had this conversation. Look, you're extremely wealthy. But if I tell people I'm leaving you all this money, someone may kill you out of jealousy. Yeah, I think Warren, Bill, all these folks are taking care of their kids, and they're just saying this. And, they are doing good things with their money. And I really don't think it's a matter of who deserves more respect, because, once again, going back to what I just said, making money is hard. Just because Warren Gates, that's funny, Warren Buffett or Bill Gates is your daddy, don't mean you got the hustle gene to make money. All right, Donald Trump has a sister, right? She's a judge. Only reason she got cake is because Daddy Trump left it to both of them. And the kids, Donald Jr., he's not the sharpest knife in the drawer. So if it wasn't for Frederick Trump, way back in the 1800s, who started the whole generational wealth thing, he left a lot of money to Fred Trump, Donald's father. So this whole noise of don't leave your kids anything, my kids getting something. When I take that dirt nap, they're going to have some. They're going to have some. And I just think that whole thing like, oh, we ain't leaving them any money, that's just bullshit to fool you normal, ignorant motherfuckers. That's what I think it is. That's what I think it is, because if you love your kids and you have the ability to set them up, why wouldn't you? That makes no sense to me. So I think either person, it's really what you depend. Once again, I just think there's propaganda to keep the savages off their kids. What's up, Breeze Diva? How do you pay taxes on Amazon books? You just file your business taxes and charge the income to that. Beauty for Ashes. Thanks for telling the truth. Sure thing. Jen, buy it. I'm off of sale, so I tell everyone, get in on FHA or a city program. Do it. Yeah, like if you're gonna you want a house, get one. Get one. I was in a position when I was living in an apartment was because I was just burnt out from managing, having a house, having 2 warehouses, having staff, having trucks. I was just in a point after my partner died and I healed up, I just didn't want to manage shit. I didn't want to do it, so I just moved into an apartment. That's really the beginning of it. It was, I don't like clutter because of the storage auction business. I learned how so many people just had unnecessary stuff in their life. So I just don't let stuff accumulate. I just don't do it. And that was my decision based upon my life where I was after going through some extraordinary crisis and losses. So you've got these people who are just talking about this is what you should do when you don't even know who you are as a person. Like I said, you want a house, get a house, set up a micro business, get your finances in order, get your credit straight, and then run that business. Keep your job, don't quit your job, and then start another micro business and get to the point where you got 5 to 10 sources of income. Because I want you to do the math. You got 10 sources of income that do 2 G's a month each. That's 20 grand a month. You're in the 1% at 20 grand a month. Everyone thinks the 1% is millionaires and billion. No. You do like high 200,000s or 300 grand a year, and you're in the 1% in the world. Once again, many people think that becoming a millionaire is so easy because of all this hustler porn. And it's just, it's dangerous because it's creating these false narratives that getting a lot of money, being financially secure and being wealthy is easy. It is not easy. If it was easy, Trump would have never made it in office. Everybody would have a house with a pool and a purple flamingo walking around the house. Everybody would have bears and cheetahs and llamas hanging out in the backyard eating on the fruit tree that they imported from Bali. But most people, there's like, 30-some% of the people in the United States of America on some type of government aid, whether it be Medicare, food stamps, or a combination, or housing. But getting rich is easy. Getting paid is easy. No, it's not. And that's the reason I'm doing this video, because there's so many people who are on this house thing before they even made their first $1,000 a month or their first 10 G's a month. Get your money straight. You just work on that. Stop looking at all this upper level financial game that you can't apply because you don't have good credit and you don't have a healthy personal income. It's pointless. It really is. And I know I'm the Grinch that stole Christmas. Let's see. All right, let's see. Let's go down here. I'm just, it's not normal. What's up, Melissa? G. Adams, what are your thoughts on digital marketing? I love digital marketing. YouTube is digital marketing. Facebook is digital marketing. Snapchat's digital marketing. Twitter is digital marketing. I love it. It's helped me make a lot of money. What I'm doing right now is digital marketing. What's up, Lamode? Raquel. I mean, seriously, those wild ass schemes, that's what they are. Mine was so cheap I had to do it. Plus, Florida home tax is super cheap. Plus, I think they got a law where they can't take your house even if you go bankrupt, something like that. Regular web guy. Yes, agree. My kids will be set. Yeah, I got a house. Okay. Let's talk about that. All right. I'm not in the house right now. I'm actually in what's called the studio. I have 2 offices and one has staff in it, and this is where I do video production, and you will see a lot more. This weekend, I was doing a photo shoot for a client, the launch of a client project. It was up in Charlotte. You'll see some of that here. I can't get into what the product is, how we're doing it, and all the other research. That's none of your business because you ain't paying for it, but I will lift up the veil and show you some stuff behind the curtain. But I can't work from my house anymore and grow the business the way that I want to grow it. I just can't. There's currently 4 employees of Mac Daddy Media. So that's it. Yeah, I mean, see, y'all ain't been keeping up. You ain't been watching the videos because I've done videos on it. I've did walkthroughs and all that stuff. What percentage of businesses fail? Roughly 90%. What's up, Zola? Mr. Safety Forever. As soon as I clone myself, I will create streams of income at $2K each. It ain't that hard. Jen, Hustle Camp done started something. Everybody, what's gotten into you? I like Hustle Camp, bitch. Oh, all right. My thing is, this is a cranky hustler moment. There's just been so much of this hustler porn that you have kids who are living in the basement of their parents' house who literally think in 3 years they're going to be a millionaire. Most of them will not even be out of that basement because hustler porn dictates you shouldn't work hard. You should work efficient. But here's the thing. And for those of you who followed college football a long time ago, there was this guy named Beano Cook. He was a sportscaster. I really loved the guy. He died many years ago. And Beano Cook would just break it down like this. Well, this team has better material than the other team. Well, if you don't have any material, when you go play Alabama, you go play UCS, you go play Michigan, and you have no material, you play Ohio State, you have no material, you're going to get shellacked because their material is not better than your material. They have material and you don't even have it. So trying to start something with no material, a foundation, a plan, it's just pretty interesting. And another thing that's happening is, and I don't know if that we've peaked with that, but there are people who are making money for just being famous online. They put up a really good presentation, they're really hot, they're funny, they're something. And then they develop a following, and then sponsors start throwing money at them. And a lot of people like that model. But the thing is, you now must be remarkable. I mean, I was part of the first wave. There wasn't really nothing remarkable about me. It's just I was doing storage auctions. Nobody else was doing storage auctions. There was 38 guys on YouTube talking about resale when I started. I was just like, really? I'm going to kill this shit. Mission accomplished. And I moved on to other stuff. But yeah, that whole house thing is rooted in being financially smart when you're not even in a situation to apply that information, which is sad. G. Adams, what's a good side hustle that you can do while you have a full time job? Uber, lawn service, cleaning houses, cleaning gutters, um, putting together IKEA furniture, hauling stuff, going to storage auctions, eBay, Amazon. I mean, there's a ton of them. There is no what the real question you should be asking yourself, Adam, is what can I do well? That should be your first hustle. What you know how to do well should be your first hustle. Then, after you get it up and running, then learn how to do something. What many people do is leave something they know how to do and go over here and try to learn something they don't know how to do, while leaving all this money on the table over here. If you notice, I am on YouTube, Facebook. I got a Twitter account. I rarely use it. I don't like Twitter. And Instagram. I'm not on Snapchat. I didn't go to Vine. I didn't go to Meerkat. I played around with, what was the other one? I don't even remember the name. People aren't even talking about it. Get some gravity somewhere before you jump to another platform. Because most of these apps, most of these platforms are designed and encouraged and pushed by people who are under 25, mostly in, well, under 30. Let's just say under 30. That's who's pushing this stuff. And if you're in that group, play on, playboy, playgirl. But if you're not in that group, you can have some problems. You can have some problems. I'm just letting you know from experience, you can have some problems. Bumblebee, I find it's crazy that retail is struggling, brick and mortar. Okay, that's recession. What's happening is everything is moving online. That's true. What's not true, it's not moving online as fast as people think. 90% of all commerce is still done out here. Amazon has half of all internet commerce, which is trillions of dollars, billions, trillions, whatever it is. I think it's probably like 2 trillion. And then everyone else, is the Apple, it's the Sears, it's these big companies, and then there's a small little slice, people such as myself, who make money online. It's a really small slice. If you were to get into the internet marketing world and start going to conferences, you would notice something. You'll start to see the same people over and over again, and you'll see some new people. And if you manage to stick around for 5 years, you'll notice that when you go to conferences, that a lot of the people you saw at the first conference and saw at the second and the third, you no longer see at all. Then you go on their Facebook and they've closed their business because this is hard and it's getting harder. Just letting y'all know. And I think that fan's going in there. Yeah, I mean, because the thing is, that's why, this is Hustlers Kung Fu. Get you a hustle going. Get your first $2,000 a month hustle. Stack some chips. Then get into something else because you got some bread and a peace of mind and you got some confidence. So many people are trying to, do $1 million business plans when they can't even do a yard sale successfully. It's pretty interesting. Yard sales aren't that hard. And most people jack them up, and that's why you resellers out there can go in and scoop up those deals because most folks don't know what they're doing. I'll even give you a quick little yard sale tutorial. Let's see. Most companies want younger talent to stiff them for money. You must manage your own money. Exists in nature. I'm going to actually tell you a funny little story about that. Out of the people who work here, let's just say 2 are very mature. I don't know if they want me to put their ages out there, but they're very mature and they're hardworking. They're dedicated. They show up and they do what they need to do. I intentionally look for older workers because I want people who are going to show up and people who understand that if you don't work and show up, what's out there is going to happen. A lot of the younger people are full of energy and enthusiasm, and many of them are really flaky. Ask me how I know. So it just really depends. Daniel Griffin, you said create multiple streams of income. I work and do picking and flip stuff. I'm trying to get into writing, but I do worry about spreading myself too thin. That's a problem. That's why I said get your core hustle down first. And let's talk about time. Say it takes you a year. If you keep your job and you're making an extra 1,500 to 2,000 after expenses and everything, you did well. You did well because this is what's going to happen. You know, let's see. Hold on a second. I'm gonna actually say this correct because I want you to go look for this. I gotta get into my Facebook real quick. I will be right back. If I got enough bandwidth. Let's see. Let me get into Hustle Camp. Where the heck? Here we go. Here we go. So if you didn't know, Facebook takes up a lot of bandwidth when you're doing stuff. So I'm okay, yeah, I know where it is. I'm gonna actually throw it off in the chat comment. Okay. Cool, I found it. The 5 financial rules for the self-employed, Hustleology. All right, so let me get out of there because it's gonna make the stream probably go crazy if it hadn't already. So I'm gonna put this in the chat room. Everybody go watch this video and set up these accounts. So on the spreading yourself thin thing, it is very possible, but if you took a year and got your first hustle, and once again, and you go to the 5 financial accounts that every self-employed person needs, you can come out of that year with $20,000 in the bank. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. I know you'll have people here who do hustler porn. Oh no, I spend like $100,000 a month on this or that, or oh, it ain't nothing. It's a lot of money. If you're making 50 grand in 1 year, you were able to put away 20 G's. Do you understand? That's a win. That is a win. You will be ahead of at least 75% of the country in terms of liquid assets. And that's something else that we do in Hustle Camp. We're getting all up in your life. And I will tell you, Hustle Camp is hard. It's not going to be easy. No easy layups. I'm not here to be your friend. I'm not here to be your buddy. There are no participation trophies. I want you to be successful, and I know it takes hard work and effort to be successful. So I'm not going to create a course that's a cakewalk to stroke your ego, to make you feel better, we're in the group, and look, we're doing all this stuff and hustle. No. There's so many groups like that. I call it the ooh-wee group. Look, I got my landing page done today. I know from experience you can have a crappy landing page, but if you push traffic on that bad boy, you're going to get conversions. So I call it the anti-internet marketing group, the anti-hustler porn movement, because we're entering into very exciting times if you're prepared, and very troubling and dark times if you're not. There's so much opportunity out here, but if you are broke, you have bad credit, you have no strategy, you're living with your mom and your dad, and they are holding you down, you're going to miss an incredible wave of entrepreneurship, technology, advancement. Because this is what's going to happen. All of this good stuff that's coming, it's going to come to the well-positioned first. Prime example. Everyone knows about Craigslist, right? When Craigslist came to Atlanta, I think it was 2000, I'm not sure the year, I got my first Gmail account. This is when Gmail, you had to wait for an invite because Google made it exclusive. They did that velvet rope thing on the marketing. And I went to the free section and someone's like, hey, free Google invites. And this guy was an engineer. That's how I got my first Gmail account. For 2 to about 4 years, let's say 4, I had high-end customers on Craigslist. I know you're laughing right now if you're doing Craigslist now, but when Craigslist came out, not a lot of people who were not in the tech world knew about it. So when you put something on there, it's gone. Hey, bring me that sofa, man. Bring me that dresser. Oh, well, we're moving to Silicon Valley and we're giving all this furniture away for free. I got a truck. I'll come get it. That's how it was. So the well-positioned, the elite, the rich, the They gonna get this stuff first. So you want to move yourself up there where you can intersect with these opportunities versus trying to hope, just waiting until it comes way down to you. Don't wait. Don't wait. You're messing yourself up, man. You really are. What's up, Glenn? Yep, telling the truth. Can you use the least option purchase a home effectively? If you got money, you can do anything. New age note. Seller's reseller secret. All right, let's see. Yes, health before wealth. You should choose one thing, not necessarily to master, but become competent. You can become competent in a foreign language in 2 months. You can become competent in a new technology in 2 months. Sometimes the difference between the upper level, advanced user level, whatever that is 20%. But 80% will get you paid. So just become confident. What's up, Catherine? Health before? Yeah, I mean, most folks don't have 20 G's. Let's just keep it real. See, Craigslist is a circus, but there's still a lot of gold to be mined there. What's up, Dexter? Young people are flaky. I'm trying to find the Chick-fil-A type of young people to work for me. They're young. People seem happy for life. Chick-fil-A has a program, and they weed out people because Chick-fil-A goes for happy kids. If you ever notice that when you're in there, those folks are naturally happy. You don't have to make them be happy. The mantra isn't like that. Be happy, be happy. No, they're just like that. They're hired that way and they train them. Let's see, where are we? Okay, I'm gonna bounce in a minute. So for those of you who are interested in Hustle Camp, and you should be interested because we're gonna be going deep into principles that I talked about in this video, micro businesses, launching things, putting things together, slowly building wealth, getting out of debt, and building businesses the right way, not the hustler porn way, where you're going to be like paid in 30 days. You know, even though the last 5 years you've just been a yard bird, you've not been doing the right thing, just been messing around, pissing your money away, but all of a sudden now you're going to come correct. I'll be honest with you, it's going to be hard. I'm not going to make it easy. And for those people who are on the email list, because I did not send out an email for this stream, because I'm going to give those people something since they're on the email list. And if you want to be part of the email list, it is below. Just get on that, the live stream email list. I'm going to send this out, and it's going to be a very nice offer sometime today, probably before I leave the office. And I'm going to put a 24-hour limit on it. So for those of you who want to be part of that, you can go ahead and buy now, or you can go ahead and get on that email list as soon as I get off the stream, and you get that. And then for folks who come after, many, many moons later, because people watch this video because it's good, I know that it's coming, then you will not be able to get that special because it has a see the clock, the little green clock there, it has a 24-hour expiration. So you will not be able to get it. But there'll be more deals and there'll be more stuff going on in Hustle Camp. And by the time you come along, Hustle Camp will even be more spectacular, even more helpful and full of good advice and tactics and training can help you get your hustle on and eventually turn your hustle into a real business that you can be proud of. That's how I look at that. No, that's what I'm saying. All the information is below. So you can get on that list. Go ahead, do it. I highly suggest it, and I will send that out in probably another hour or so. All right, let's see, where are we with this? Craigslist is a wonderful thing. David Go. I like older, 30 plus. They have bills to pay and they're willing to hustle. Younger are too flaky and pull sickies on Monday. Yeah, I had some of that too. All right, you folks be good. Be sure to go ahead and get on the, let me go down here, make sure that I have it. Let's see. Don't miss a live stream, Hustlers Kung Fu Live. It's got the little crown by it, right? You want to get that and get on that list for some goodies and early updates and invites, because the reason I'm doing this special is I didn't send that email out. So everybody that's on the email is going to get a really nice offer. Really, really nice. So with that, I'll be out. You have a good day. And if you feel inclined, subscribe to the channel.